Welcome all to the CLAT 2026 orientation session. So in this session, we'll be dealing about what all subjects do we have for CLAT exam and what all do we need and prepare to crack the CLAT. What is basically CLAT? The Common Law Admission Test. Cracking this exam will get you into the national law universities across India, and also private universities also accept CLAT examination. And the CLAT is organized by the Consortium of National Law Universities, conspiring various representative universities as well. So, getting into the CLAT exam pattern, you have 120 questions and 120 minutes. So basically, you have 1 minute for attending one question, that is 2 hours. So it is a multiple choice questions, and for every right answer, you will have 1 mark, and for every wrong answer, you will be deducted 0.25 marks. That is, to deduct 1 mark, you will have to make 4 mistakes at least. And it covers at least 5 subjects, including English, logical reasoning, legal reasoning, quantitative analysis, and general knowledge, that is the current affairs. Now let's take a look at how many questions might be asked from each and every session. Here is the distribution of marks. Starting from the English language, you might have 22 to 26 questions covering 20% of the question paper. And then we have the current affairs and general knowledge and legal reasoning covering 28 to 32 questions. This is what I said, that the current affairs and legal reasoning might be asked for most of the questions. And then we have logical reasoning and then quantitative techniques. And the least questions will be asked from the quantitative techniques, probably the max that you are referring to, covering 10 to 14 questions, and the rest, logical reasoning, 22 to 26 questions. Now, when we take each and every subject, you might want to know that what is it required to answer each and every section. So, starting from the English, we could say that we'll have long passages and then questions referring to those passages. And the general standard or the general style that is commonly followed in the common law admission test all around India is that you will get a long passage and all the questions will be as per those passages. May it be English or logical reasoning or even legal at times, you will have a long passage and then comes the questions. So the basic requirement will be your ability to read English, your skill, how fast you can read English and how fast you can interpret them. So when it comes to English, it can be a passage by an author from a book, or it can be something general, some general topics related to the current scenario. It can be something from the history or any sort of things. But the plus point is that it will be a kind of English that can be answered by a +2 student. So it will be in a higher secondary standard that all the passages will be, and you might take 5 to 7 minutes to read the passages and answer the questions. So if you are taking more than 7 minutes for answering the passage questions, then I will suggest you increase your reading speed and your ability to understand. See, here we have listed out the things that we need. We have to read it, understand the main points, draw inferences, compare and contrast, and understand the meaning of various words. The passages might also introduce you to various new words, and that will be asked as antonym or synonym as a question from the passage. So, next comes GK, and these are mainly the topics that will be covered in the general knowledge section, that is the contemporary events and arts and culture, international affairs, and historical events that might be related to the current scenario as well, and dates and special days and all kind of things. Okay, then comes the legal reasoning. The legal reasoning is usually in a style, just like I mentioned before, that you will have to read a certain principle and then make a certain judgment. So you'll be given a principle to read and then make an assertion regarding the principle that is given. It might be a legal maxim or a law. See, you will have something close to 450 words each, and it may relate to any fact situations or scenarios involving some kind of legal matters or public policy questions as well. And having a general awareness about the contemporary issues that is happening around us will help you to get a good idea, maybe a better idea about how to answer the legal questions. Yes. So each passage would be followed by a series of questions. And how do you answer it? Identify and infer the rules and principles set out in the passage. The passage will definitely give you an idea about what the principle is. And it will not be complicated, it will be in simple English and you will able to understand it. And then you will be given a situation. You have to apply such rules and principles to various fact situations. And then understand how it changes the rules and principles. And then you have to alter your interpretation, keeping in mind about the principle that is given in the question. Okay, here comes the logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is not that difficult as per my perspective. So this will also have short passages with 450 words each. And it's not compulsory you will have 450 words. It might be shorter. And each passage will be followed by a few questions, just like the comprehension questions that we have in English. So the first thing is, what is it talking about? When it comes to logical reasoning, you will have to apply your logics that what is it really talking about? And then identify the arguments set out in the passage. So it might be to critically analyze something, or it might be a contour about some situation. So you have to identify that and also assess how conclusion may depend on particular premises or evidence, what all, depending on what is given in the question. And then you have to apply these inference to new situations. And all this will depend upon each and every question that is followed by one another. And it might be to draw relationships or analogs and all that things. And you have to identify and effectively apply it based on each and every question. The first question might be entirely different from the second question, but the clue is it will always be related to the things that is given in the passage. Okay, here comes the quantitative techniques, which might be a little tricky for some people. And this question will require you to what? Derive, infer, and even at times understand the numerical information, which is basically some kind of max that you have to have in handy, because without practicing it forehand, I don't think it will be easy for you to answer the quantitative techniques. And also, it is already given that it is not even +1, +2 standard, but the 10th standard mathematical operations. And it will be very easy and if you practice it very well. So that is related to the max. And it will be speed, time, velocity, relative speed, proportions and ratios, and all those things which will be mostly given. So that's all about it. And you will also be inferred for statistics as well. Mentor's Low Entrance Coaching Center has been in the industry for 5 years now, preparing students all over Kerala for all the competitive examinations related to law. And CLAT Nation 2026 is a revolutionary step put forward by mentors in order to make the CLAT examination and the entrance coaching accessible to all. So let's see what's in it. So through this CLAT Nation 2026, what do you actually get? You get lively classes, daily classes starting from July 1st with 100 plus expert classes live and recorded covering all the 5 CLAT subjects. And then you have daily newspaper analysis, expert curated video analysis, and focusing on different legal news and editorials and such linked to the CLAT exam patterns and also mock test. Coming to the mock test, you have 400 plus mock test, sectional and full-length mock test with revisions, quizzes, and all that you need for preparing the examination. So this is just a roadmap as to how you can crack the CLAT examination, which already you know, and you just have to step into the process. And by December, you all will be ready for the final battle for attending the CLAT examination. So why does it make it different and what does it make it different from other CLAT institute? The first thing is that it is for free, and then we have classes daily recorded, all the mock tests and everything you need to crack the CLAT examination. And you also have websites and mobile apps to access to various kind of questions and different types of questions. And then CLAT 2026 aspirants can join in mentors for free anytime, anywhere, and the classes start from July 1st. And also, there is no category for who can join to the classes. If you have completed your +2 and you are a CLAT aspirant, then you're good to go. So, talking about the pricing, which I already have said, and it is for free. And all that you get starts from July and then to December, a 5-month excellent training that is for free with all the materials you need. And that too will be shared through your WhatsApp and YouTube, which are all easily accessible, even from people who are coming from the remote areas. So in order to join to the WhatsApp community and Telegram group, you can scan these QR codes and get access to the information and all the study materials that will be shared via these groups.